Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm looking at Olivia Rodrigo's recent collaboration with Lego. We've all heard about and seen the 5 sets, but in case you're not tapped in, this is what they look like. I'm going to just get right into this and start by saying that although I think these sets are pretty lame, that's ultimately not important for this video, as my intentions with this video is to talk about the route that Lego is going regarding what they decide to release and who they work with. Lego knows they can throw some bullshit together because having a well-known entity, like Olivia Rodrigo, on the box will still get people to actually buy the sets. And anyone who disagrees with me on any of this is probably thinking, okay, well, these are intended for little girls, not a grown-ass man, so why do you give a fuck? And you're absolutely right. These are not for adults. But do you think it's little girls pre-selling these sets on eBay at a marked up price? Do you think children are plucking these figures from sets and selling them for more than the set that they were taken from? Of course not. But it just kind of reads to me as Lego catering to the parts of their fan base who obsess over anything from a licensed theme, while still trying to convey that their intended age group for these sets are children and younger teens. I took this screenshot of this eBay listing 10 days before I recorded anything for this video, and someone's already selling Olivia Rodrigo's dual guitar
for $170.
Holy shit!
This shit hasn't even dropped yet. You check the description and it says, order confirmed, will be shipped as soon as it is received. They don't even fucking have this thing in their possession yet.
Bruh.
They're waiting for it to show up on their doorstep so then they can put it right back in the box and mail it to your doorstep. And for what? Just so then they can come up on $45-50 from it? Soon after I recorded this part of the video, I stupidly thought, oh, well maybe this eBay seller has this set on pre-order. So I checked lego.com and no, the only set of the 5 available for pre-order is the flower bouquet. Therefore, we have to assume that this seller and all of the other dumbasses doing the same thing do not own the set even from a technical standpoint. You just have to trust that they won't take your money to buy the set for themselves and fuck you out of $170. You're already an idiot if you sell Lego this way. You're an even bigger idiot if you actually buy this.
New op pack in the air, this gas or what? He'll still be alive right now if you niggas ain't gas him up. Give my shorty stingers of guns, I tell them slap for none.
I think it's pretty ironic that the pop star that Lego has chosen for this collaboration to inspire creativity and passion also has accusations of copyright infringement and plagiarism.
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Olivia Rodrigo was upset over this whole copyright situation and bummed out that people were discrediting her own creative work in songwriting as a result of this. And it's like, yeah, people are going to do that when you've already been outed for copying other artists. People are going to be skeptical about your upcoming projects because all they're going to do is just speculate on who you copied this time. That's not rocket science. With Lego getting involved with her, it's like, I thought it was strange, but the more I think about it too, Lego also has to borrow the successful creations and works of art by others, whether from franchises, groups, cultural icons, and or recognizable media, to make anything that they think is good. So the Lego group and Olivia Rodrigo pretty much use the same method. Oh my god! I feel bad for all of the children who will inevitably be in the situation where they genuinely wanted one of these because Olivia Rodrigo is their favorite musician. But the fat neckbeard guy with cankles in front of them at the Lego store bought the last 3 sets in the store's inventory, and so they're out of luck. The kid is bummed, the parent is understandably frustrated, who is left with no other option except to either go online and pay an astronomical amount of money for the set, or even worse, I've seen a few YouTubers acknowledge the elephant in the room, that Lego has already done this kind of stuff before. You know, like the whole typical display sets where your experience with the set stops as soon as you're finished building it. But nobody wants to acknowledge that this collaboration illustrates LEGO continuing to do the lazy routine they've been doing for years now, which is to just latch onto another high-value franchise to replicate out of LEGO in hopes that it will disguise their disinterest in creating something new. I know I'm a little late to complain about all of this, but I miss when LEGO didn't have the knee-jerk reaction to leech onto every microtrend or remotely popular entity in society to create a product which they think is successful or worthy to be put on shelves. I'm not a big fan of nostalgia because I think it's a rather unproductive use of the present moment, but LEGO used to have so many original themes, and a lot of them were amazing. Monster Fighters, Atlantis, Pharaoh's Quest, Power Miners, Alien Conquest, Space Police, Ultra Agents, Mars Mission, just to name a few, were all original LEGO themes. And of course, there were some that sucked and were short-lived, and a lot of these that I just listed were, but it wasn't because LEGO was trying something new. LEGO put effort into these themes. That's evident regardless of how much or how little criticism they received and still do receive by fans. And you can at least give them credit, maybe not for innovation, but for at least trying something different, right? But to me, this collaboration with Olivia Rodrigo just says that LEGO is no longer confident that they can make a successful product on their own and that they need the aid of a widely recognized person or franchise to get the ball rolling again. As a result, you just see LEGO pump out these sets that are exciting for only a certain duration of time until a new fad has everyone's attention by the nutsack. And then you see LEGO playing an endless game of catch-up with what's interesting in pop culture because they've become so reliant on it.